Welcome back to Resident Evil here on the Heavy Bass channel. Last time, we encountered Mr. X way too many times in order to get the last remaining items that we need to get out of the police station. And we got them. A cogwheel and a square-shaped crank. The square-shaped crank that was originally in the thing is now here this time. But we want to get to the station properly and more or less to avoid the liquor that's now there, guarding there to stop our progression up. But we did get rid of Mr. X. Essentially, we killed him 3 times. There's no reason to spawn for the rest of the bloody station. He's just there for the sake of him being an asshole. So that's that out of the way, and the ammo cheat exists just to stop Mr. X, basically. Of course, I don't think there's going to be an ammo cheat in a fucking remake, and he's going to be and Capcom designed him the way he should have been done originally. A tyrant that literally is going to annoy the fuck out of some people. But lo and behold, I wanted to make sure I had one final check in the area because I'm excellently sure, and I will say this, that I missed an item in the press room. Well, I call it the press room anyway because that's where the press room is, which more or less, you know, signs up. I believe the believe is right about. Well, it's one of these because I know where it is because it's. I was trying to find this last item that I missed, and it was right there. And it was a fucking first aid spray, which you can't bloody heal in the first place because first aid sprays decrease your rank, which prevents you from even doing shit like in the future, more or less. Anyway, back out. We are probably ready to move on, as it were. So, let's get back to what we were doing in the first place, back to where we were meant to, and that's going back to the second floor of the police station. Right where the ladders are, so we can at least have a decent way through, as it were. Let's get going from that one, head up to here. We go up the ladder here. So that we can head. So this is the quickest. This is the quicker route to get to the 3rd floor. We have to head to the 3rd floor. To do that, we gotta kill this liquor, and we do. That's one less liquor to deal with. Very important. Let's see. More or less, we go to here. We go to there. Now, there's nothing in this. Pretty much we just have to head to the 3rd floor. 3rd floor is easy at this point. We have to go up the stairs. Let's these. And then we'll just head towards there even more. Go to this door. That's where the 3rd floor is. Now in Claire A there are liquors. There were liquors in this part. And there's nothing here. So she took care of that. There's nothing. Literally, there's nothing stopping us. We got free reign, basically. Game decides to be nice and kind for a change. Anyway, check the crank. It's a square-shaped crank. Use the square-shaped crank on this to bring down the stairs. Bring down the stairs, really important. The square-shaped crank is now gone. Head towards here. This point, and then we'll go ahead and head towards where the cogs are. The cogs will now head towards that, like so. Press the button, and the cog will, everything will spin round, and then it'll reveal this part. Now, in Claire A, I mentioned that Claire couldn't go down the shaft. When Leon picks the night plug up, so we can now jump all the way down to the 1st floor basement. A hard ride, as it were. See, that's a lot cooler than basically getting a thing shoved down your throat in a chestbuster. Although the chief did deserve that one. Unfortunately for poor Ben, he was absolutely wrecked. Creature, and he's still alive. Unfortunately, Ben decides to he literally unveils his last regret. He discovers that the Chief Irons is a co-conspirator of the entire whole Umbrella operation, which makes sense considering that the stuff of the Raccoon City department didn't go anywhere, as it were. Which is a real shame, because the police chief Irons was a complete insane bastard, but poor Ben had to suffer for his sins. At least he didn't explode. In the A version of him, he would be the victim of the G-spawn, whilst of course Chief Irons would basically get torn to pieces. Essentially the best ending out of the whole lot.
Where are you going, Ada?
To the chemical plant.
Still mentioning it's the best option, but anyway, as pretty much Ada decides to head off, it's like, we cannot stay alone. We must get out together.
Still there? We're leaving.
And then whilst this is happening, Claire has found her way. Claire contacts Leon and tells him that she and Sherry have found a way out.
Follow us later.
And Leon's like, wait.
Claire! Wait! Man, why doesn't anyone ever listen to me?
That's a classic line, and it pretty much is sad. It is a miserable death. It's a shame, really. Ben gets the miserable experience, whilst Chief Irons gets the deserved death he wants. Although either Chief Irons becomes the victim to the G-spawn, or he gets torn to pieces by basically Birkin. But it unfortunately means that he didn't get torn to pieces. He didn't become a G-spawn thingy, so we're not going to be fighting the G-spawn in this one. So there's only a few options. There's only one option left. Yeah, that was you. Unfortunately, we're going to be fighting the first form of Birkin. Yeah, that's right. In the A path, you face off against the G-spawn, which you had to use acid rounds and all that shit. For the B side, your first boss is gonna be Birkin, or rather, the first form of G, which is basically him with that thingy. The last one was that night plug. So we picked up the king plug, the rook plug, picked up the bishop plug first, then the rook, then the king, and then the knight. We're gonna need we need a healing item, because I don't think we need much, but actually what we can do, since we pretty much saved it up, is that we're not going to use the shotguns. We've been saving the Magnum for a reason, and the Magnum is going to be crucial for taking on Birkin. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We have all the keys. You can now get out by the septic tank room. And next time on Resident Evil, it's time for the first boss of the B side, because honestly, I'm not surprised we haven't done this by now. See you guys next time.